And therefore the 21st century requires that we all be Christian humanists and not just humanists. I tell you, one of the major problems of our civilized world, why do you think that I'm emphasizing so much? One of the problems of our civilized world is this: we are all good people. The civilization has brought us to a situation where we are all nice people. We don't cheat others. We don't live a double, standard life. We don't, enter into the what is called life of the other. We don't poke our nose into others' affairs. We live a just life. I do good. Me, my family, and even sometimes if my children are teenagers and above, I don't even enter into their private life. I'm living a good life. And that is enough. Is that enough? I don't think so. I don't think so. Christian life, my dear friends, is something much more than that. It is here real Christian humanism enters. How shall we be Christian humanists? That's the question now. Now, that is exactly what Jesus says. Come, follow me. And what do we mean by following Jesus? At least for me, following Jesus is very simple. To make the life of Jesus your own. If you go back to the writings of St. John of the Cross, I'm so proud of that man because I'm a Carmelite. In the Ascent of Mount Carmel, book number 1, chapter 13, verse 3, this is what he says. If you want to be perfect, in the way of perfection, is what he says. Have a habitual desire to imitate Christ in all your ways by bringing your life in conformity with him. And in order to do that, learn the life of Christ and live at every instance as he would. Have an habitual desire, not a sporadic desire, not a once in 3 months, once in 6 months, during the mission desire. Habitual desire every moment of my life. I like to live like Jesus. Have a habitual desire to imitate Christ in all your ways, not 1 or 2 ways. Oh, here I can imitate Jesus. Here I can follow him. Here it becomes a little difficult. No. No, in all your ways, by bringing your life in conformity with his life. And for that matter, what are you required to do? Study his life. Where do you find his life? In the Gospels. How many of us take time to study his life? Forget it. How many of us even read the Bible? See? This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy of our life. And we still tell that we are Catholic, Father. Oh, I remember one more joke. There was a very poor family living in a deep forest, in a deep jungle. They were farmers, nice people. And the man had 2 uncles who were Capuchin priests, 3 aunts who were, Franciscan sisters. One was a cluster Carmel sister, who was his own sister. And there were many religious in the family. But this poor man was living deep in the wilderness, illiterate. But he wanted his son to be educated. And therefore, he sends his son to school, walking around 5-6 kilometers or miles. There was no bus possible. There was no TV. There was no electricity. There was not even newspaper. Cut off from. And it is in this situation. Okay, the boy goes to the school. And after 6 months, he gets his first exam result. The boy passed in all the exams except catechism. And then the father looks at the marks and says, no, this is not possible. I have 2 uncles who are priests. I have 3 aunts who are, nuns. I have a, sister who is a cluster Carmel. There are so many people in my family who are priests and nuns. My son cannot fail in the catechism exam. There is something wrong. And he tells the boy, go back and tell the parish priest, there is something wrong. The parish priest looks at the thing, just listens to this boy and say, go and call your father. And the next day, the boy comes to the father. And the parish priest makes the father to sit and says, how are you and how is your son? Oh, Father, I am fine, but I am now really upset. My son cannot fail the catechism class. You know, Father, we are poor. It is true. You know, there is no bus facility to our, village. There is no electricity. Therefore, there is no TV. There is no paper. There is nothing. But that doesn't mean my son can fail in the catechism exam. No, Father, we are good Catholics. We are very traditional Catholics. Oh. The parish priest doesn't know what to tell about it and finally says, okay, let us test whether this man knows something about it. In his room there was a crucifix. He shows the crucifix and says, come on, tell me, who is that man and why did he die? Father, did you say how he died? Oh, Father, I told you that we are living in a jungle. There is no bus facility. There is no TV. There is no paper. Father, I never knew that he was sick. Otherwise, I would have at least gone to see him. He really died, Father. I'm so sad about that. You see? This is most of us Christians. I'm coming from a Catholic family and therefore I'm Catholic. Just because I'm baptized, I have the rank of being a Catholic. I don't think so. There is something more required. Have that habitual desire to imitate Christ in all your ways by bringing your life in conformity with Him. Shall we take a small break and come back in 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.